and the car would start.
I guess it was just a matter of time before it happened. But let's rewind. After Kubu Island, Kama Rhino, and finally getting my first lion portrait at Nxai I that fit my project, I headed east. If you're new here, this series is about my 6 months adventure in Africa photographing wild lions. You should really start at episode 1 to get the full story, then come back to this one. Going east, I was looking forward to a nice meal at a lodge called Elephant Sands. Relax for a bit, check out the elephants, recharge all gear, and offload footage and photos to my hard drive to have it all backed up.
So I did that, and I was just, yes, memory cards can be wiped. So I wiped my memory cards. A little bit later I wanted to have a look at the last line photos of that big male with a black mane, and I just realized that I had deleted all the photos from one of the cards.
Proper noob mistake and a slap in the face right there. A week of sleep deprivation can have that effect. Luckily it was just 1 out of 5 cards and I had all the footage intact.
I had some good photos there of that lion. So really no use sulking. I'm going to go back to Nxai I to get that photograph of that lion. That's 100%. I'm going back to get it and do it even better.
Determination right there. And Elephant Sands was nice. A cool place to visit if you're on this side of Botswana. And I did get a few nice elephant portraits as well. Then it was back on the road on the long drive north to Kasane. Long story short, I discovered I had a bonus night at hotels.com and treated myself to a proper bed. Much needed. And the next morning I was in Chobe National Park.
Driving through the Chobe National Park gate. It's all sorted. I have 35 kilometers to my... What? I'm not gonna need this. 35 kilometers to Ihaha campsite. That's where I'll stay for nights. It says main road and it says riverbank. I'm gonna go for the riverbank.
The riverbank was definitely the right choice.
Only 30 minutes in and I see 2 male lions. I'm going to wait for these other safari people to go away, so I'm hanging around here for a while.
2 old warriors right by the road. I was maneuvering the car back and forth to get the best photos I could. Looking at them later, I clearly had the settings all wrong, and my favorite photo was unfortunately blurry. If you want sharp wildlife images with a long lens, a good rule of thumb is to have the shutter speed at double the focal length. I shot at 400mm and my shutter speed was only at 1/300th of a second. Oh well, we live and we learn. I still had a great time with these 2 old lions.
Awesome.
Let me know what you think of the images in the comments below. Also make sure to subscribe and like this video if you like lions. Thank you. I ended up with a few photos I think looked pretty good.
I got a good enough picture. Not the best. Not like, yes, I got it. I got the shot. But he can go in the portrait collection.
Quick lion fact. You can tell the age of lions by a couple of factors. The first one is the nose. If it is slightly pink, it is a young lion, like the one from last episode at Nxai I. If it is completely black, like in this case, the animal is in its prime. Couple that with battle scars and worn teeth, and you've got yourself an old warrior. These 2 must have seen more than a few battles. I now had 2 lion portraits I could stand behind for my project.
That means I've got 7 more to do to be on my minimum lion portraits of male lions.
Anyways, it was about time to go to Ihaha and find my campsite. Ihaha is around 35 kilometers from the entrance gate coming from Kasane. You'll find the basic stuff at the camps. A braai stand, a concrete slab to make a fire, and absolutely no shade for my tent in the heat of the day. Fantastic. The river view is great though, and one morning I woke up to thousands of buffaloes walking through my camp. That's wild. The next few days I spent in search of lions, finding tracks all over the place, but I couldn't find the animals themselves. What I did see plenty of was buffaloes. Thousands and thousands of buffaloes. And baboons. Baboons are funny until they come into camp and steal your stuff. Luckily I had my catapult from Kasane that serves as a baboon repellent.
Today has been a waste of a day. I can safely say. Or not a waste, but stuff happened. I was on my morning game drive and I heard something snap. The car has broken down. Or it hasn't broken down, but There's a metal clanky clank, 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 clank. That wasn't good, so that put me off a bit. Luckily I was on my way from my campsite towards Kasane, so I had maybe 12 kilometers from where this thing happened till the gate. Eventually I figured out that it was the shock absorber that had snapped off. At least I could drive very, very slowly to the gate. And there they knew of a mechanic in the neighbor village, so he came like 30 minutes, only 30 minutes after I called him. He came to Kasane. My car has a broken shock absorber. There is the mechanic. This was going to break definitely as well. Good thing we fixed it now, hey?
Yeah.
Look at this. It's not good. Thanks to these guys, I can continue my adventure. While I was waiting for the mechanic, I met an old Danish guy. He turned out to be a legend of a professional hunter and safari personality. I had no idea. But before I discovered that, I chatted with him because he had a very nice roof rack and I wanted to know where he got it. So he said, hey, I got a spare one. If you want it, you can get it.
Long story short, a brand new second-hand roof rack was customly fitted. With new shocks and a roof rack, I figured the car would be invincible. And I was wrong.
And the car would start. Shit. Luckily the guy next door, he had a jumper battery, so we will see now if this works, hopefully. And I need to get a new battery. We're good for now, so I'm just going to let the car run.
A few hours later, it stopped again.
The car stopped again for no reason. I think it's the battery. So now I have to sit around here and wait until there's a car coming. Hopefully they have jumper cables. But this it gives me so much headache.
Headache indeed. Another long story short, I got a jump start and managed to get myself and the car back to Kasane for another fix. Investing in jumper cables I thought I had but didn't, and a new battery. A good Samaritan also helped me install the new battery. It was the last day in Ihaha and I've had some sort of car trouble every day. So a decision to go straight to Savuti was made. Driving through some heavy rainstorms, it was the best call after an almost failed stay in Ihaha. I was lucky on the first day finding those two old males. Apart from that, I only found a lioness with cubs.
She's too far in the bush, so from here I can't get my portrait.
At least I'd fixed everything I could on the car. With new shocks, battery and a roof rack, surely nothing else would go wrong in Savuti.
Come on, come on, come on! The car stopped again after I swapped batteries. And now I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what to do now.